Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say first, all glory to God. Without him, I am nothing.
Power the shove, Neighbor Nation! We will see you on Saturday afternoon! Riley Meister gets the point!
Smacked into left field! Say goodnight to that baseball!
This is another one! It's back to back jacks for KSU Tuscarawas! Needs the point, and it's alive! Hansen pushes it over! Unbelievable! We play on! It's blocked! We're tied! We're tied! Unbelievable!
Well, we're going to play some baseball today until Mother Nature stops us. Live from Schweickert Field on the campus of John Carroll University, this is Jakob Gehring Woodbat Memorial World Series Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. I could lie and say this is a beautiful day for baseball. It is a terrible day for baseball. We have big thunderstorms rolling in around 2.5 hours, and it is very cloudy, but you know what? It can't be too bad if we are playing baseball today. Two fan favorites as well as PressOn Athletics take on Premier, Ohio. Always enjoy covering both groups. Coach Gambetta, Coach Hansey, two of the best travel coaches in the area. They know how to get results. They know how to win. And I think 10-3-1 and 14-7 really does fit the bill for that description. On the mound today for PressOn, it is going to be A.J. Miller wearing number 11, the rising senior out of Garaway High School, 6'1", 170 in stature. As for Premier, they will bring up their 1 through 3 in Tome, Walker, and Escano. Antonio Escano does get the nod on the mound in this game. So Premier Ohio bringing out their ace to begin the quarterfinals of this tournament. If they are to be successful here, a trip to Thurman Munson Field 2 would be on the cards later on today. Assuming we get all the way there, due of course to the storms, that could be a little difficult to make happen. Time locally here in University Heights is 8:28 a.m. Miller is ready to go, and so are we. And with one pitch, we are off and rolling in University Heights. And it's a loud swing to get us underway. Tome wearing number 9 today. Just graduated from North Royalton High School, 6 foot 160 in stature. Batted $190 this past season with 9 RBIs in 20 total games. Miller is 0-1 well inside. So it'll be a pair of Bears, 1 and 3. And in the 2 spots, we are going to see a former battling Bia Medina. The 1-1 taken down the right field line, but caught directly to Mike Miller and right for out number 1. A good defensive start to the day for PressOn. And with that put out, we will take a look at their defense in its entirety. It'll be Miller on the mound with Alarcon behind the plate. It's Isaac Yoder at first, Carson Yoder at second, Wheeler is at short, Numbers is at third, Hartzler is in left, Mullet is in center. And as we just mentioned, with that catch, Mike Miller is out and right. Now a good drive, deep to left field. Does it have the distance? Not quite. It is going to one-hop the fence for extra bases. Walker will stop at 2 with a 1-out double. What a response from Premier's offense, and that'll set up one of the big hitters in Northeast Ohio and a Division II All-Ohio snub. For Antonio Escano, he is a man possessed as of late. Got snubbed from All-Ohio, but right now Brian Walker helping him out, getting that double, and it's a chance for the BW commit to further his case to potentially be a key figure from the get-go for Coach Harrison at BW. And I wouldn't be surprised if that were to happen. Escano takes this one over towards short and just threw into left field. Walker advances to third. Escano easily safe at first. And that'll put a pair on. Still 1 away for Ethan Gibson. Just did a nice job to sneak it off the shortstop's glove. And what an opportunity this is for Ethan Gibson, the now graduate of Hawken School, going to Lycoming College. Wanted to call it Hawken High School, and yes, I know it is Hawken School. One of the interesting non-high schools in the area that is technically a high school. And he will take this one down the right field line. Just can't sneak it fair. Premier is coming out guns a-blazing with their bats already. This is the aggression that we expect to see from them. And it's an organizational thing. It's not just this one group that we like to see that does this. A bunch of the teams in the area that play for Premier come out with the same aggressiveness. The 0-1 is taken for strike 2. After Gibson, it goes over to Nick Hinkle, the shortstop. After a leadoff fly out, a double and a single, get the offense rolling for Premier. They just need one to cross. The 0-2 taken to right field and down. It's an RBI single for Ethan Gibson. Escano, he wants third, and he is going to be safe. He just gets around the tag. What a play altogether from Premier. The single was impressive, but Escano's dive was just as much so. It's an RBI single for the third baseman. Make it 1-0 Premier. We've seen it all summer. The 2-strike approach, again, it's perfect. Just laces this one into right field. It'll keep the scenario the same, but a 1-0 lead instead, as that brings up the former Normandy Invader. This is where Premier can really impose their will early. Hinkle, a good take at the top of the strike zone. But as far as the start goes for the 6th seed, this is quite impressive. And this 6th seed isn't your traditional 6th seed that just snuck in. This tournament does have a wild card, so 7 through 10 currently playing in that round, as this is the first quarterfinal of the day. I believe 25, maybe 26 teams in the 18U division of this tournament. All of it culminating over at Thurman Munson Field 2 later on today for the championship. As for us here in University Heights, up next will be the 16U championships. Only 5 teams make it to that playoff. The 1-1, Hinkle chops it foul towards his own dugout. We always talk about Coach Gambetta and all he has done for this team. It's a different crew than he had last year. A lot of his key pieces have departed the program, but still has had this group, albeit at 50% strength due to some key injuries, playing about as well as anybody in the area. And there is no surprise at all that he has been given the reins of this 18U team. Hinkle, a good hold on the 1-2. And I know Ryan Boris is technically attached to this team as well, But this is Gambetta's squad, which really is interesting for Premier because of how often Boris will be the 18 coach at the 18U level. Just shows the faith that he has in his young, up-and-coming head coach. 2-2, chopped left side of the mound. Throw to first is going to be low and skipping away from the first baseman. It'll be an error on the throw, making it 2-0 as Hinkle beats it out. And again, as I always like to say, that is why you have to hustle down the line. Isaac Yoder just couldn't glove it cleanly. And now it's a chance for Austin Bringman, the right fielder, to step in. 6'3", 180, coming out of Strongsville High School. And he'll begin by taking strike one, but for those just tuning in, some timely hitting so far for Premier. Gibson's RBI single brought in the first, and on an error, Hinkle drove in the second. Bringman on the 0-1, drives it foul towards the softball complex. John Carroll, a very interesting athletic facility here. To our right is Don Shula Stadium, yes, bearing the name of that Don Shula. In front of us, of course, the baseball field sharing a main press box in the middle. And off to our left, it is the softball diamond. Miller's pitch is fouled away. And behind that, there is some on-campus living. So technically, some people on this campus could live right by the football and baseball diamond. And I'm sure this past season, albeit most of their playoff games on the road, they were really enjoying their Saturday afternoons. Again, the 0-2, take it up the middle, over towards second. This could be two. They'll get the out at two. Return to one is in time, and the inning is over. Premier still able to play to pair as they take a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the first.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Anytime a team has to go up against Antonio Escano on the mound, it is already a tough task. Give him a 2-0 lead before he even steps on the mound, and it becomes that much more difficult. That's the task at hand here for PressOn Athletics in the home half of the first inning, down 2-0. Gibson's RBI single drove in the first, and an error swing from Nick Hinkle drove in the second. You go back to this past season, though, for Escano in 46 innings of work, 4 earned runs allowed, 83 strikeouts to 9 walks, and an 0.61 ERA. I mean, sub-1 is quite impressive as it is to allow only 4 runs the entire season. It was outstanding. And you have to keep in mind, he goes to Division III Baldwin-Wallace. The new ace / his number 2 is probably going to go Division I in Nolan Kleinbiel. Just impressive to see what he has been able to do, and even there, it was bugging me the entire time. He finally has straightened out the pitching carpets. It was crooked the entire morning. Finally fixed it, so props to Antonio for doing something beyond the call of pitching. But it's a 2-0 count to get things going for Christian Mullen in the leadoff spot. One of the many members of the impressive Berlin Highland squad that this past season bowed out in the state championship game. Good response from Escano, getting his first strike of the game. Even offensively, 375 with 25 RBIs and 9 home runs. He was unstoppable for the Bears. 2-1, light poke. This should be manageable for Escano. Throw to first is in time. And a nice stretch at first as well by Batley, just getting his hand out of the way. 1 up, 1 down. And for one of the only times going forward, it'll be a BW pitcher throwing to a Mount Union first baseman for the out. That's always the fun of summer ball at this level, especially when players are committed. A lot of rivalries having to work together, and eventually you have to use that against the players that you know so well. And again, with the Baldwin Walls, the fact that they got Mario was impressive, but to get Antonio as well, a great get for Coach Harrison. And this is why. He could become, not to compare it to Mount Union necessarily, but the next Luke Ickes in the conference where he's a two-way stud on both ends. The 0-2 driven foul. The difference is, that one came off the press box. It was nearly caught at first, but the difference between them would be Escano would be a, I would say, better pitcher than Luke Ickes stat-wise. Hitting, they're very comparable. But that could be another big asset for BW beginning next season as they look to make it back to Eastlake and beyond. Escano's 0-2 will miss inside. It's Andrew Lancaster in the box, the rising freshman now at Bryant and Stratton after recently committing. The 1-2, take it for strike 3, looking nothing he could have done about that one. 2 up, 2 down. And this is where it begins for Antonio Escano. This is what he does best. Even if it's a rocky start with the 2 balls to begin the inning, he finds a way to regroup and he finds a way to make it a productive inning. And he will look for the 1-2-3 against Carson Yoder, the rising senior out of Berlin Highland High School. As for Premier, it'll be Batley and then a pair of namers, Nemec and Gorey. Escano just continuing to dial it up, really hitting the inside portion of the strike zone quite well. And for some pitchers without that good of command, that could be a really difficult spot to hit. Now goes low. And you can hear the oohs and ahs around this field. Where does Escano go? His spray chart has been overall positive today. And yes, it stays positive. Swing and a miss. This side is retired. Back-to-back punch-outs for Antonio Escano. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for PressOn. To the second we go. Bottom 3 2 up for Premier with a 2-0 lead in hand in University Heights.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Welcome back to Schweickert Field in University Heights. Top of the second inning, 2-0 your score. It is Premier on top over PressOn Athletics. This ball will be sent into shallow center field and caught in left center for out number 1 by the shortstop Wheeler. It's an easy put out to get things going, but a necessary one for this PressOn defense. They struggled mightily after getting the first out the last time we saw them. And they will have to try to do a little bit better here, now taking on Nemec and Gorey in the 8 and 9 spots. And as well, it is worth noting that was Batley wearing Petrie's jersey as Petrie is out for the season. So a slightly different name on the back than potentially expected, as there is ball one to Nemec. This past season struggled early on, but when it mattered most, 4 doubles and 8 RBIs for Garrett Nemec in his senior campaign at Holy Name. Weak contact off towards the left side of the mound. A nice bare hand glove from A.J. Miller, and the throw is true. 2 up, 2 down. You can tell this team has settled in and really took it upon themselves to figure it out during the break. Through 3 pitches, 2 outs, and now it is the lefty Nathan Gehring stepping in. Of course, the Holy Name fans kind of know him for his emergency pitching ability. So far this season, 4 Premier has pitched a total of 3 times, the latest of which was on July 2nd. I'm sure Escano wants to go as long as he can, but if necessary, if he has the pitches, you could potentially bring him on, as he can really settle down a bad situation. The 1-0 taken for strike 1. This past season really didn't hit all too much for Coach Masetta in his 3rd season. Was more of a pitching option out of the pen, as that was his main use. And to his credit, it worked out quite well for him in the end. Count 1-2 on Gehring. This past season had 1 hit and 1 RBI in a total of 17 games. The 1-2 Gehring sends it foul. A good survival swing for the now former namer. Of course, that class of 2026, some other representation on this roster, including Russell Masetta, who pitched yesterday, and Ryan Wisniewski. Both of them inactive today. The 1-2 will miss. PressOn will bring up Mike Miller, Paxton Alarcon, and Wesley Wheeler, 4 through 6 in the home half of the inning. Miller's 2-2. Gehring holds, and we are full. If Gehring can get on base, we will go back to the top of the order with Tome. Premier looking to keep this inning going and avoid the 1-2-3. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. The side is retired. First strikeout of the game for A.J. Miller. Gets a 1-2-3 inning on the board in response for PressOn's defense. Again, it's 4 through 6 coming up for the home team when we return here at John Carroll.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Antonio Escano looks to keep it going on the mound in the home half of the second inning. 4 through 6 due up for PressOn, beginning with Mike Miller, the right fielder. Premier still up 2-0 after 2 runs scored in the top of the first inning. Again for Escano, this is his wheelhouse. Coming in and just keeping a game where it's at before his offense can either A, come in and do some damage, or in this case, before they can just kind of limp this game along until they find more damage, or if it is to end 2-0, just keep it 2-0. The 1-1, swing and a miss. And again, you look at his past season for North Royalton. One of the best pitchers in Northeast Ohio, if not the best in Northeast Ohio. And as for a two-way performance, I feel like odds are that would be the best in the area. His 1-2 is driven foul towards his dugouts. It's a very interesting setup because the softball diamond does not have part of its outfield fence anymore. You hit this ball in the right spot, it is going to ricochet towards the backstop of the softball field. So a long trek to go and retrieve some foul balls if it's hit over there. Again, the 1-2. This time it's taken over towards short. A nice play on the run. Throw to one is perfect. Some flair there from Nick Hinkle. 1 up, 1 down. The defense getting involved again behind Antonio Escano. doesn't really have to rely on them all that often, as he is the definition of a strikeout pitcher. But when he has to, this group of guys behind him always ready to come up and make a play. And looking at those guys, it's Walker behind the plate, Batley at first, Nemec at second, Hinkle at short, Gibson at third, and left it's Gorey. Tome is in center, and Brinkman is in right to set up the defense for Premier and their first game of potentially 3 today. Escano's 0-1, swing and a miss. Up next, it'll be OSF versus the PA Playmakers, the 4-5 matchup in the 16U division. Escano's 0-2, swing and a miss. He lost the hat, got the strikeout, 2 up, 2 down. Up to 3 strikeouts on the day, and it is only 8:48. So if we're talking about real game time here, as we started 20 minutes ago, 3 strikeouts in 20 minutes. He has been quite impressive. And of course, it doesn't include the time Premier spent hitting. And again, loses his hat. Very reminiscent of what we saw from Don Marchetta a few years back at Holy Name. Every pitch just lost the hat. But if he's pitching with that kind of speed, it makes sense. The 1-0 will sail high. And again, as we have been reporting and have been expecting, there is some inclement weather making its way to John Carroll eventually today. The question is when. The 2-0, swing and a miss. Kind of set the bar low today of hoping to get this game in at a minimum. And then from there, any of the other 4 are bonus. Which is crazy to say, but that's what we are seeing coming by Northeast Ohio. The 2-1, swing and a miss. And you go back to the heat that we've had. That's why we didn't do any games the last couple of days. It was just too hot for the equipment. Finally back down to a livable temperature for the time being. Escano's 2-2. Did he touch it? No. It'll be a drop third strike as of right now, and that'll give him first. Assuming this stands, that'll be strikeout number 4 for Antonio Escano, but that'll be the first base runner he surrenders. And it looks like it will. In a weird way, it's 6 up, 6 down, but not quite, as that'll bring in Cam Stevens, the DH. Just graduated from Tuslaw this past season. 374 average with 28 RBIs. A really good campaign for the Mustangs. And he'll take this one into right field as it falls. So a drop third strike then leads to the first base hit of the day for PressOn. 2 on, 2 down for Isaac Yoder now. This is the rally PressOn has been waiting to fire off. As well, it is worth noting, because that is a pass ball, not a wild pitch, if that first run does come around to score, it would be an unearned run. Premier right now just trying to make sure they don't even have to account for it in their stat sheet. And a nice block that time around for Walker. But 2-0. Premier's lead currently at a breaking point. PressOn just needs one more good swing to get back into this game. In this case, it's a hard 90. It clips Walker as well. And after the drop third a few at-bats ago, we go from 0 to 60 quickly. The bases are loaded. And a chance for Wiley Numbers to tie up the game with a base hit deep enough. Just shows how quick this game can change. Still early. Still plenty of baseball left to play. But Premier had the strikeouts. They had the outs in place. They did everything right to get out of this inning. Just one little mistake right now haunting them. Can Escano work out of the second inning jam? First pitch will miss for ball 1. What an opportunity here for Numbers. After him, it turns over to Hartzler. Right now, he is just being very patient. A lot of good misses from Escano. But he is going to have to be careful here. You cannot walk in the first run of the day. You're up 2. You want to keep it that way as long as you can, and that'll help. For Escano, he just needs to keep this one simple. Don't do anything out of the ordinary. Just pitch the way that he has pitched all year. And that's what it gets you. Count now even. You can never really count him out of an at-bat. Just like that, one strike away from getting out of this jam. And he does it right there. What can't he do on the mound? The side is retired. Bases loaded, 2 down. He steps up, and he gets the job done yet again. Up to 5 strikeouts on the day. After going down 2-0 quickly in this at-bat, fires off 3 strikes in a row, 3 zippers, and the last one, the best of the bunch. Pretty much high and in, dipped at the last second, and that takes us to the third. Escano keeps it where it is, 2-0 Premier.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
It's the top of the order back up for Premier in the top of the third inning. Still 2-0. All the damage done in the top of the first. As for A.J. Miller, he has responded quite nicely for PressOn. Really rocky start, has figured it out as of late, and wants to keep it rolling here. His 0-1 not going to be there. It'll go Tome, Walker, and Escano. 1 through 3, of course. Escano put 2 on, 1 down, and that brought up Gibson, who opened the scoring his first time up. The 1-1 driven foul. Once again up next, weather permitting, it'll be the 4 matchups in the championship round of the 16U division. The 1-2 again will bounce in. But these two teams wanting to battle here. Of course, the further south you go, the better off you are going to be in regard to playing games today. You win here, you go to Munson. Your chances of competing for a championship increase dramatically. As of right now, the big storms are kind of over the lake in Sandusky, as often they are. Count out 2-2. Miller back to work. This time we'll miss inside and we are full. A leadoff walk would be huge here for this Premier offense. Miller's payoff pitch. It'll skip away for ball 4, and this could be 2. In the end, Home will stay at first. Had the idea of taking the heavy turn, which was the right idea. And for the first time today for either team, the leadoff man is aboard. Before that, fly out, ground out, pop out, ground out. And now the walk sets up Ryan Walker, the catcher, here nicely. A double his first time up on a really nice swing into left field. Runner goes here. Bunt is faked. Throw down to second. Not in time on the tag. Alarcon's throw wasn't off at all. It was in a good spot, just on the tag, a little late. And after that leg was really a sitting duck. But good slide nonetheless, as Tome will take his base. A big insurance run now in scoring position for Premier. Walker, a good swing, takes this one well foul. And that'll go towards the football field. Got a beautiful stadium off to our right. Really nice main stand, of course. The suite in line with us right now, locked off on the main concourse. Walker this time takes it over towards the left side of the infield. It's a pseudo bunt, and he is going to beat it out. The swing just works so perfectly that the incidental swing was exactly what he wanted. Put him at the corners, none down for Antonio Escano. And this is where he could really step up and make things happen. As well, for those who have been following this tournament, you might know that initially the time limit was moved to 1 hour and 45 minutes due to the heat. If we need it, we will use all 2 for this. This throw bounces in. Wasn't bad on the tag either. But again, a stolen base. But really interesting to see that aggressive throw through from Alarcon. But going back to it, it'll be a full 2-hour game. We can start a new inning up to 2 hours after our start time. Good take there from Ascano. Now 2-0 the count, which I do think is the right call. I think it is cool enough, or probably just to say it better, not as hot. It's not too hot to go out here and play full games. The 2-0 as well, taken for ball 3. Again, our main concern today is going to be precipitation and storms, not as much the heat. It is still very hot, though, in this box. The 3-0 Ascano takes for ball 4. None down, bases loaded. Gibson already with 1 RBI today. A chance to add on a few more. I mean, this is a great opportunity for him. Again, 16 RBIs this past season, 2 home runs, 4 doubles, and 29 games played for Hawken. Part of a team that is really moving the needle in Gates Mills. I do feel like that Hawken team is going to compete over the next couple of campaigns and be a really tough out. I mean, they were this season as well. I believe 21-8 was their ending record. Miller's 1-0. Gibson swings and misses. In the on-deck circle after Gibson, it goes to Hinkle. So these are the 2 guys that drove in runs their first time up. Gibson, the RBI single. Hinkle, the RBI error. Miller's 1-1 is poked over towards third. Throw home is in time. They'll get the lead runner for out number 1. That was the right play altogether from the third baseman. You had to go home with that one. You could not surrender a run there. It was the simplest play to make, the easiest play to make. They get it done. The bases, though, still loaded for Hinkle. But one big player taken out. Hinkle, again, the other player who drove in a run. Looking to do it again here. As for Premier, you have to find a way to capitalize at some point this inning. Just considering how well this frame started. This is one of those, if you walk out of here, still 2-0. On one end, Premier is asking what went wrong. If you're a PressOn, that's enough momentum to potentially get you a few runs. The 0-1, well inside. Looking at their offense, it'll be Hartzler, Mullet, and Lancaster. 10-1-2 due up in the home half of the inning. But still plenty of work to do defensively to get there. The 1-1, Hinkle gets jammed up a high pop-up over towards second. Infield fly is on. Either way, it is caught for out number 2. Just like that, PressOn is 1 out away from getting out of this scary jam. Again, it was bases loaded, none down. Back-to-back good outs. Of course, the infield fly a little bit more clear-cut than the force out at home. But what can Austin Bringman do here? Right fielder hit into a double play his last time up. This time, drives it into right field and drops it perfectly. 1 run will score. It's an RBI single for the right fielder, making it 3-0. And in the end, Premier does get their run. A nice piece of hitting, a nice strong swing out into right field. Nothing more could have been done defensively about it. That's what happens when you jump ahead early. Premier has done it so well today, and they do it again here. And that swing just pretty much perfect off the bat, as everybody knew where that ball was going. I think everybody did expect it to drop in the end. Now this ball poked over towards left field, and they are going to say foul. If that ball somehow found a way to stay fair, that would have been an impressive swing. But instead, Batley back to work. Standing at 6'2", 230, heading off to Mount Union after this. Miller's 0-1, perfectly in there. In the on-deck circle, it'll turn over to Garrett Nemec again this past season. Played really well in the clutch spots for Holy Name. And could be another spot for him to do it here. Miller's 0-2 again. Duran foul on that one is into the dugouts. And a couple of coaches just kind of had to go and hit the deck. And that's the only risk of this field. That is a nice line drive shot. And I think everybody kind of got taken aback by it. Nobody expects that one at all. So Miller is going to try it again here. Premier still looking for more, already up by 3. A.J. Miller, 0-2. This time runs it inside. Good battle here from Batley. Again, a couple of jammed swings so far today. Just needs to find a way to replicate the one that was hit into his dugout, just a little more straightened out. That time around, a good take. You have to balance the takes as well with it. You cannot give away a free strike at all. And I feel like this team would still feel hard done by with the 1 run scored. 2-2, another good hold. Walking in a run will be productive as well. This Premier team, again, only 1 run with the bases loaded to begin the inning. They want more. And this is their chance for more. Miller's payoff pitch. It is there for strike 3 looking, and the inning is over. What a response from PressOn. 1 run still does score, but Miller gets his second strikeout and, more importantly, keeps the damage to a minimum. Middle of 3 here in University Heights. 3-0 now your score. Premier tacks on 1 more run. And now we'll go back to work facing 10-1-2 for PressOn.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
To the bottom of the 3rd inning we go here at Schweickert Field on the campus of John Carroll University. 3-0 your score. Premier scoring 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd. Has a strong lead to try and take into the 4th here, facing 10-1-2. And the leadoff spot, it'll be Brody Hartzell, the rising senior out of Garaway High School, as he steps in to take strike 1. PressOn pushing above their weight, so to speak, today, as a 17U team earning the 3 seed in an 18U conference. The 0-1 driven into right field, but foul. Already 5 strikeouts today for Antonio Escano, of course, one of them being a dropped 3rd. Again, really cloudy skies here today, as expected. And I believe in checking the radar, there is a cell a little bit north of us. So again, the hope is to get at least this game in, and then from there, anything else is bonus, in my opinion. The 0-2 again nearly hits him. I hate to say it, but once it starts, it's not stopping until 2, and there are no lights here. So from there, it'll be a decision beyond my wheelhouse of what happens. But no matter what does, we will keep everybody posted here, whether it be on YouTube or on social media. Escano's 1-2. That time low. Cano even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. But I'll tell you what, in comparison to the heat that we've had, it's just nice to at least be outside again. The 2-2, there it is. 1 up, 1 down. You knew it was coming from Antonio Escano, up to 6 strikeouts on the day, and we go back to the top of the order. 10 at-bats so far, 6 strikeouts, a 60% strikeout rate. Not too shabby from the BW commit. But this is nothing out of the ordinary for those who have been seeing him play over the past couple of seasons. This is just what he does. Back to the top we go as this ball is sent into left field for Nathan Gorey, as he will make the catch for out number 2. Again, doesn't have to rely on his defense all that often, but when he does, they step up and make plays happen. So 2 up, 2 down for Andrew Lancaster. A really good campaign for Strasburg this past season. A .379 average with 13 RBIs, 3 doubles, 3 triples, and 1 home run. On top of that, it had 12 stolen bases in 29 games. As for Premier, they'll bring up Garrett Nemec, Nathan Gorian, Aiden's home. 8, 9, and 1 in the top of the 4th inning. The 1-0 is well inside. Looking ahead to tomorrow, assuming the weather does hold up, we will have Release versus Stark County Terrier WRCL Baseball, 4 and 6 at BW. And then from there, I believe Wednesday will be at North Royalton for some more WRCL action, and from there, we'll see what the weather says. The weather right now has been and will be our biggest enemy going forward. The 2-1 just a bit high for ball 3. But assuming we do get to see every game today, we'll see some really talented 16U teams coming here to Schweickert. The 3-1 is perfect. Antonio Escano looking for another 1-2-3 inning. It will be his 2nd of the day so far. And he will just miss. It's close. They will say ball 4. I think Escano, along with his teammates, thought that he did get the job done. But Lancaster, in the end, will take his base, and that'll bring up Carson Yoder, the second baseman, who struck out his last time up. PressOn keeping this one scrappy so far. No surprise at all to see this team fighting as hard as they are. We saw them last Sunday with a 16U group. Down early, fought their way back in the end, just fell shy against Ohio Hustle, who won the whole tournament. If something similar happens here where they fight back and Premier gets the win in the end and they take this one and go all the way, I wouldn't be surprised. The 0-1 is driven into shallow center field, just over Hinkle at shorts. An excellent ranging attempt from the shortstop, just couldn't get there in the end, as that is the 2nd hit of the game for PressOn. And that'll make things a little bit interesting here. 2 on, 2 down, bringing up Mike Miller, the right fielder. It's exactly what happened last inning. Had a chance to slam the door a 1-2-3 inning. You leave that little gap available for PressOn. They are going to go and change the game a little bit. And they have done so quite well again. But they need to find a way to bring in some runs. If this is the end of the inning, a strikeout and everybody else is kind of left in place, 5 runners stranded across 2 innings. You can't have that down by 3. And that was their issue last time as well. The 0-1 is out wide. I will say it's quite nice to have not seen somebody miss home plate so far today. Hopefully that stays that way, but we did see it happen twice last time, so we're cautiously optimistic. You go back to last Sunday, you have the 1 on the pass ball, the 1 on the home run that made a 3-run homer, a 2-run homer, and we also had 3 pickoffs at first in the span of 2 innings. It was a really interesting game, or 2. In fact, it was 2 games because a lot of those things happened in the same game. But a 2-2 count here on Miller with Alarcon in the on-deck circle. Escano once again looking to get out of the inning with no damage done by the 3 seed. And he will take his time and step off. What does Escano bring here on the 2-2? Chopped. High. Bounce over towards third. Throw to first. It is going to be a hair late. And for back-to-back innings, the bases will load with 2 away for PressOn. Now giving Alarcon a chance to leave his mark on this game. You have to slam the door when you can on this PressOn team. 10-3-1 on the year. They just started playing their games a few weeks ago. The reason why, most of their kids were playing in state championship games. And it says a lot as to how well they have played. That pretty much their losses have been in the playoffs of tournaments. They haven't really lost much in the regular part of pool play. For this tournament, they were perfect. You go back to the first time we saw them, they lost their first game to NMC Karavik, who again was the favorite but played them really tough. It just shows how good this team is. Alarcon down the left field line and through. 1 run will score. Here comes number 2. Will they send the third? They will not. Relay to second is not in time. And that'll change this one a little bit for PressOn. It's a 2 RBI double for Paxton Alarcon. Make it 3-2. Again, that's why you have to slam the door when you can against PressOn. They'll do something crazy like that. What a swing from the catcher. Just hops it over the bag. Gibson couldn't do anything about it. And now a chance for Wesley Wheeler, the shortstop, to tie this game up. That time around, he will swing and miss. There's a reason why these are 2 of our favorite teams, and they are fan favorites here at SmeeSports. Never a dull moment with these teams. So much talent on both rosters. I would say both teams have enough to make it to regionals, depending on the division. I feel like if you kind of made a composite of where these guys play, average them out, and put this exact team in that division, they're competing for a state title. There's that much talent. The 0-2, Escano responds and gets out of the inning. His 7th strikeout of the game. But this game a little bit different than it was a few moments ago. Paxton Alarcon brings in 2 on an RBI double. And as we head to the 4th inning, we have a good one brewing in University Heights. 3-2 Premier, hanging on to their narrow lead.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
It's Garrett Nemec leading off for Premier in the top of the 4th inning. 3-2 your score. A really tight affair so far as PressOn, as they always do, battle back in. They play 2 in the home half of the 3rd, courtesy of their catcher, Alarcon. And that'll make this exciting 6-3 matchup that much better. A.J. Miller's 1-0, swing and a miss. And in the grand scheme of things, it is only 1 inning that truly got away from PressOn. You get rid of that 1st inning, this is a completely different ballgame. The 1-1 will skip away. But I think it speaks volumes about this team that they can go down, and they go down so often that they always find a way back into the game. It doesn't matter which group it is. The 2-1. It's a foul tip. Tried pulling back, just hit the bat. And it's a chance for Miller to get the strikeouts. AJ's 2-2. Nemec rounds this one over towards third. A slow roller throw to first is perfect. It's 1 up, 1 down on the throw from Numbers. That'll bring in now Nathan Gorey. Gorey's first time up, he struck out swinging. Looking ahead to the home half of the inning. It'll be Stevens, Yoder, and numbers 7 through 9 due up for PressOn. This game is moving semi-quickly, but a chance just after the halfway point to change the game again. This group has done really well to battle back into the game, and I think they have more in them. I think both offenses have more in them today. The 1-0 is going to miss. And I'll say whichever team wins, they have to have more in the tank after this, depending on where their next game is, and of course, depending on the weather, if it happens. The 2-0 is going to miss. Not really a clear designation behind the plates. Hiller's 3-0. That time it's there. But from everything that we have seen, 10:30 is the calling time for the moderate thunderstorms to begin, so about an hour from now. The 3-1 is low for ball 4, and it's a one-out walk for Gorey as that'll swing us back to the top of the order with Tome. Assuming the weather does hold up next, it'll be the matchup 4 and 5 in the 16U division featuring the PA Playmakers and OSF. Should be a fun 4-5, assuming we get there, which is a big if right now. First pitch inside for ball 1. Again, this past season, 9 RBIs and a .190 average. Tom heading off to BG, not for baseball, after the summer is over. The 1-0, swing and a miss. The key thing to note is a lot of these guys are going out here just to have one more summer of baseball. Go out, play a few more games, and take the memories and lessons learned with it into their collegiate careers without the game. Here's the 1-1. That time it hits the zone. That's always the interesting thing with 18U. It's either a team of kids who are going to the next level or a group that is going out for one final summer together to have some fun before life gets a little too real. Which both methods are perfectly fine and both can bring great baseball. Of course, you do have your combinations like this squad as well. Count 1 and 2 on Tome. Fly ball sent into shallow right field, and it will be easily caught by Miller for out number 2. So 2 down now, as that'll bring in Brian Walker, the catcher, a single and a double so far today. He has been incredible. Their most consistent hitter thus far. Still no RBIs. That's the one thing he wants to add on, but we need one heck of a swing to make that happen. But there's definitely some good speed over at first in Gorey. Swing and a miss. Still a very cloudy morning at John Carroll University on this Sunday after the 4th. The 0-1 also there. The question is, as the day goes on, will we see sharpness increases? I'm sure a lot of these guys stayed up late with fireworks and parties from the holiday yesterday. Does that impact the play at all? It's an interesting question. Don't really get the question around this time of year, but this is the one instance it happens. Gorey's going to go here on the 0-2. Pitch is low. Throw down to second. Just a hair late. And I think Alarcon had it in the hand. Had to go and do a double take to make sure he actually had it. And that's how Gorey was able to get in there. Otherwise, if you would have thrown that on the first time opposed to the hesitation, I think Gorey would have been out at second. That's just kind of how the play developed. Count 1 and 2. Walker, weak poke, shallowly hit on the infield, throw to first on the run. It's just in time, and the inning is over. What a play from the shortstop to end the inning. We will watch this one back on the replay. It was definitely close in the end. We'll see if he did get it done. But, I mean, that ball really rolled so slow on the infield. But at the end, a great defensive play from PressOn. Or correction, no, it's the third baseman who came in. And on the replay, it's not as convincing that he had him over at first. Definitely a close one. The call will stand And that'll bring us to the home half of the fourth inning. 3-2, Premier still on top.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Welcome back to Schweickert Field in University Heights. 3-2 Premier on top as you are watching Jakob Gehring Memorial World Series Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Again, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you today live from John Carroll University. Cascano picks up right where he left off, swing and a miss. For PressOn, it'll be Cameron Stevens, Isaac Yoder, and Wiley numbers 7 through 9 due up. We've seen it so far from Antonio Escano on the mound. He has made quick work of this order still. They have played it to courtesy of Alarcon, and will have plenty of time to do that again. The 0-2 driven into center field and down for a leadoff single. Another great example of two-strike hitting. It takes a different approach. The line drive that time perfectly up the middle. It's exactly what the doctor ordered, and that'll bring up Isaac Yoder. But for Stevens, 2 for 2 on the day. Not a bad way to get this tournament run going. Of course, he wants to keep it going past just this game. Easier said than done for this group, currently trailing. But as I've mentioned a few times, we still do have plenty of time left to go, about an hour left of this game. We'll see if that does change the outcome. And of course, the storm's coming in, you probably do have about an hour left. The 1-0 is there. Once again, up next, it is going to be the PA Playmakers and OSF. Assuming the weather does hold up enough to actually go with that game, as Escano's throw back to first is quite close. Just a little bit late in the end. But I would be, don't know if surprised is the right word to say, but surprised is what we're going to go with if we do have any other game start at the prescribed time. Once the Thunder hits, it's 30 minutes after every single roll. The hope is at least to get through one game here, and that is this matchup. Escano's 1-2 will just miss. But not a bad way to begin the morning, or in some cases could be ending the day. But not at all a bad way to get it going here at John Carroll. Two good teams battling for a spot in the semifinals. And of course, this is the sweet spot as there are 10 teams that do advance. This is the first quarterfinal. A couple of teams being able to play in the quarters. A couple of the higher seeds do have to wait a little bit. And could play some tricks on them as well as they kind of see these results roll in. But I believe John Carroll and Tri-C are in use. And after that, everybody will go and meet at Thurman Munson Field 2 for the semifinals and championship. Escano's 2-2. High flyer into right field. Could be playable in foul territory. And in the end, it's going to drop just in front of the first baseman, Batley. Couldn't track it down in the end, and it'll remain 2-2. It's a tough one out there. A lot of distance he had to cover. Just couldn't get there quick enough in the end. As for Isaac Yoder, who got hit his first time up, this is a free life. A chance for the rising senior out of Worcester to make something happen. Escano's 2-2, fouled back. So once again, we will see it. So there is one sub being Bethany for Premier. It'll be interesting to see if they do opt to use that change at all in this game. Of course, it depends on how long Escano goes as well to see the jigsaw puzzle that would ensue if he does get pulled. The 2-2 wide for ball 3. In the on-deck circle again, it goes to numbers and a chance to have 2 on, none down for PressOn. For them, that would be the dream response after going down early. Down by as many as 3. As for Escano, just trying to go back to the strikeouts. His payoff pitch, swing and a miss. He will indeed go back to them. 1 down. Absolutely needed that one there. Got it to fall in perfectly. Up to 8 on the day. Now it's numbers stepping in. Of course, a double play would be ideal for this Premier defense. But once Escano locks in, it is definitely hard to get any contact against him. But not impossible for this team. And that's why the bunts. No surprise to see them go to it. This is a group that is relatively engulfed in small ball culture in the Holmes and Wayne County area. Even Stark as well. The further south you go, I would say south of Medina County. That is where small ball country really is. And it's hard to beat considering how well each team executes it. The 0-1 up and in for strike 2. PressOn maybe playing their hand a little bit too early. Runner at first, 1 down. Escano getting back to work. His 0-2. It's there for strike 3 on the back pick. Not in time. Could have gone for the 1-2-3 double play. In the end, Escano will take his 9th strikeout of the game. A good response after that leadoff single. And with 2 away, that'll bring up Hartzler. The left fielder 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. First pitch will miss high for ball 1. As well, it looks like players for our next game are starting to make their way to Schweickert Field. Up next, it'll be OSF taking on the PA Playmakers. The 1-0 is fouled off towards the football field. And I believe that'll hit the top of the bleachers somewhere. And at least for a second, it was rolling down. That's kind of how it happens. It hits one of them and they roll down, and you can hear it for a couple of seconds. Escano's 1-1 is fouled back, and Walker gets the bad end of the deal. Appears to be okay, but he will have a second to get ready. He has been hit a couple of times today on the foul balls. And Brian Walker does appear to be okay. Escano might have a chance to go and give him 1 ball just to make sure he's okay. We'll see what they do here, as they are giving him a long time to get ready again. Of course, player safety is paramount. But interesting to see how long they gave him, and he does appear to be good to go. Premier 1 strike away from getting out of this 4th inning. Escano takes his time before the 1-2, and he will sail it high. Premier will bring up Escano, Gibson, and Hinkle 3 through 5 in the 5th. That'll probably be their best 1-2-3 to begin an inning going forward from here. And they will need to begin an inning that could produce some runs for this Premier offense. They need a few more to really feel comfortable about this result. At least a few more, honestly. I do feel like it is hard to feel confident against this good of a team. Both teams matching up well against each other. And that is, I would say, the best way baseball can be played. Two teams evenly matched. Escano's 2-2, swing and a miss. The inning is over. 10 strikeouts for Antonio Escano. He gets back-to-back this inning after the leadoff single, and he takes his team into the 5th inning, up 3-2 in the 6-versus-3 matchup.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Already up to 10 strikeouts on the day. Antonio Escano looks to improve his offensive outing. 1 for 1 with a walk as well. He has been quite impressive as things stand. You look at our Player of the Week nominations, definitely an early front runner as well for Player of the Game in this matchup. Could we see him on the poll after it's all said and done? We easily could. And of course, Player of the Week this week could be very difficult to make because we need 4 candidates, and right now we have 1 game. So we'll see what ends up happening. The 0-1 skips in. As well, right now, the poll for Player of the Month for the month of June is currently up on Instagram, so make sure if you haven't voted already, go over to our Instagram at SmeeSports to vote. The 1-1 ground ball over towards third. Throw across the diamond is good. This one more convincing from the third baseman numbers. It's 1 up, 1 down. But a lot of good candidates for Player of the Month. You have Franco Remish, Jalen Billingsley, Lucian Lessard, and Luke Maxwell. So 3 baseball players and 1 basketball player mixed in as well. Gibson takes strike 1. Both starters have settled in after 1 rocky inning each. A.J. Miller only 2 strikeouts, though. A lot of contact hitting against him. The 0-1 Gibson rips it into left field and gets it to fall. It'll be a 1-out base knock for the third baseman. Now 2 for 3 on the day. And that'll be a big kickstart for this offense as Henkel steps in. At least 1 more run. You feel a little bit more comfortable. The 1-2 difference is one of the biggest differences. You have that extra room to make a mistake. But again, PressOn has 9 outs to play with. They need, as things stand right now, 1 to tie, 2 to take the lead or win. They're in a really good spot, considering how the game started. As for Premier, they need to do a little bit more to really show that this is their game. And with it, they will be advancing to the semifinals if this result holds. So 2 more games left to go today after this. It'll be a very busy day, depending on how this one goes for the winner. The 0-1, swing and a miss. And as I've said a few times, given the storms that are coming in, the further south you are, the more likely you are to play your games today. So Munson right now, you're looking solid to get your games in. Here, not so much. There's currently a red wall coming in. The 0-2, a good take. Again, 10:30 is the expected start time of these storms, and once it starts raining, it probably won't stop until 3. There are no lights, so that could change up the playoff format here if we are to continue. Which again, we will keep you updated once we know more. The 1-2 Hinkle drives it into left center field and gets it to fall. It's back-to-back base knocks for Premier. Their offense is heating up at the right time as Austin Brinkman will now step in. He singled his last time up. But all we know right now is this matchup, no precipitation as things stand. We're going to play this one and send one of these teams on south to Munson. What a spot here for Premier. Up by 1. Bottom of the order up here, but plenty of power hitters along with some good contact guys. One of the best mixes that they have, and as I said, as far as the top of the order goes, your first 3 guys that you bring in after, of course, the first inning. This is about as good as it gets for Premier. It sets them up nicely. The 0-1 taken. And with that player of the game / month reminder, once again, after we're done here, we will announce our player of the game presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, so stay tuned for that. The 1-1, swing and a miss. A lot of good candidates on both rosters. Of course, one guy really standing out above the rest for Premier as things stand. And it's just a testament to how well he has played today. Miller's 1-2, flown foul. And again, this one is going towards the softball complex. But the turf altogether beautiful across the board at John Carroll. Football field all the way over here. All turf facilities outside. The 1-2 taken over towards right field. Picked up at second. Throw to first is in time for out number 2. A nice play there from Carson Yoder. That ball, of course, not as fast as it could have been off the bat, but you'll take that out at first. You do still put 2 runners in scoring position, but it could have been a lot worse. And now it looks like Alarcon is going to go and have a word with his pitcher as Batley will step in. Again, wearing Petrie's jersey, who is inactive. But number 11 is on the back end. That is what matters for him and as well for the scorekeepers. After Batley would go to Nemec. And he nearly gets hit. High and in. But Batley just graduated out of Walsh Jesuit High School. Around 100 on the exit velo, currently sitting at around 99. One of the better speeds on this roster. The 1-0 will miss low for ball, too. Of course, you look at some of the inactives that you do have. The big one being Joe Johnson out of Medina. That was a first-team All-Ohio PBR selection, who is, I believe, out for the season. Definitely a guy that you want to have for the long haul, but you won't have. The 2-0 taken over towards third. Awkwardly off the bat. Throw to first is going to skip in, but it is picked to end the inning by Isaac Yoder. An excellent snag by Yoder, and that'll save a run. Score remains 3-2 as we flip to the home half of the 5th in University Heights.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Welcome back to Schweickert Field in University Heights. 3-2, still your score. A good back-and-forth battle. Both teams kind of stagnant offensively. And that is a testament as to how strong both defenses have been as of late. Still a chance for PressOn to break through here as this game starts to reach its conclusion. For PressOn this inning, they will bring up the top of the order with Mullet, Lancaster, and Yoder. Mullet so far today 0 for 2 with a ground out to Escano and a fly out to left field. But right now, control a slight issue for Escano. He has had his struggles, a couple of 2-0 counts today, but has been able to battle back, only has surrendered the one walk. And right on cue, he does find the zone for strike one. 0.61 ERA this past season, 6-1 record, and 7 appearances, all starts for North Royalton. Strong chopper over towards third, easily picked up, throw to first as well as good. 1 up, 1 down. Nice strong throw across the diamond from Gibson. This might be where Escano has to lean more on his defense. He has done it himself 10 times today. More than enough done from him. But if his defense can pick him up a few times, make a couple of nice strong putouts, that'll get him in a spot that he can start to land the ship, so to speak. But I'm sure he wouldn't mind a few more strikeouts to cap off what has been another great and important performance. It's what he does so well for this team. The 0-1 is perfect as well. So quickly 0-2 on Lancaster. A walk and a strikeout for him so far. Again, heading off to Bryan and Stratton after the summer. The 0-2 sails high. I don't think that was one that Escano necessarily wanted to find the strike zone. That was more of a throwaway. If he gets the swing, then great. We'll take the free out. But now I think he does get back to work in a more competitive manner. But again, he misses. So now 2-2 on the EH with Carson Yoder in the on-deck circle. For Premier, 8 outs away. Now 7, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 11 for Antonio Escano. Through 4 2/3 innings of work, he has been outstanding. Striking out batter after batter. And now it'll turn over to Carson Yoder. A single and a strikeout for him so far. 1 for 2 on the day with polar opposites. Looking ahead to the top of the 6th, it'll be Nemec, Gorey, and Tome. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Premier. The 1-0 is there, evening things up at 1 apiece. Both teams look like they are here and are going to start getting ready to go for their next game. The 1-1 fly ball sent into left center, and it is going to be caught, and the inning is over. A nice catch out there by Tome. Kind of a stumble to get there, but gets there in the end. To the 6th we go. For Premier, Nemec, Gorey, and Tome do up 8, 9, and 1 as they look to further extend their lead up 3-2 in this quarterfinal.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Top of the sixth inning as Garrett Nemec steps in. 3-2 your score. Premier on top of PressOn. And this exciting quarterfinal matchup here on SmeeSports. Once again, up next, it is going to be OSF taking on the PA Playmakers. That game scheduled as of right now for 10:45 a.m. The 1-0 Nemec cracks this one into right field, but it'll be caught over at second base by Carson Yoder for out number 1. Not a bad swing at all from Nemec as well. You can kind of hear it on the swing. This is a wood bat tournament, so that could definitely change how these swings happen, and of course with it, the launch trajectory. But not a bad cut at all for Nemec, as that'll toss it over to Gehring in the 9th spot. Gehring so far today has walked and has struck out. This time, pieces it up the middle and through into center field. It sneaks. It's a 1-out base knock for Nathan Gehring, and that'll bring us back to the top of the order. An excellent piece of hitting from the now graduate of Holy Name High School. That's what he's been waiting to do. Find one that he can get through. Perfectly placed. Nowhere else he could have gone with it. And in the end, that swings us back to the top of the order. And here comes the power. Tome so far today, 2 flyouts and a walk. But for Gehring, the second time he is on base, already does have 1 stolen base. You go to Walker then, and beyond him, Escano. This is a really good opportunity for Premier as things stand. They just need to play their cards right. The 1-0 will miss low for ball 2. Once again up next. Couple of games coming up. You'll have OSF and PA Playmakers. The winner of that game plays back-to-back. As at 1, they will take on Release, the number 1 seed. Again, of course, we do have some weather coming in that is less than ideal. The metrics that I am seeing now around 35 minutes away. So we'll see how long that lasts. And if we do get to start that next game on time or not. The 3-0 is, or there's the 2-1 as well inside for ball 3. Count now 3-1 on Tome. After Tome, it goes to Walker in the on-deck circle. Miller's 3-1 is high for ball 4, and I think this kind of becomes decision time for PressOn. You have 2 on, 1 down. Do you trust A.J. Miller here? It looks like they will, but I do think Walker is going to be the end of the line if he does get on, and if the bases are loaded. You'd have to face Escano. Do you want that matchup? I don't think they do. No talking to yet. It'll be interesting to see if they do even have somebody in mind for this spot. It could be basically, hey, who wants to go up here and make something happen? As crazy as it sounds in a close game like this. That ball's going to get away from Alarcon, and that'll put 2 in scoring position. And for a split second, Gehring did take the turn, thought about coming home. As for Walker, a 1-0 count, 2 runners in scoring position. Perfect storm, perfect opportunity to knock in a few more and get back that comfortable lead that they had earlier on, up by 3. And I feel like that would be enough to see this one out if they can get there. I think 5 is a solid magic number given how this game has gone. The 1-0, Walker takes it foul off towards the right side. And again, considering that there is a big old press box to our right, all of the foul balls that are fouled off towards right are going to ping right off the box and come right back down. That time, not the case. A.J. Miller sets for the 1-1. Walker fouls it away. Count now 1-2. The on-deck circle again, it goes to Antonio Escano. That'll be a big opportunity for him. Already a single and a walk today. But right now, all eyes on Walker. Ground ball over towards third and foul. Walker, just like his first baseman, heading off to Mount Union after the summer, committing out of Medina High School. As you would expect with Premier, a lot of Medina and Cuyahoga County schools represented on their rosters. pretty much exclusively. Of course, there are some exceptions to the rule, as always, but I would say for the most part that is what their roster entails. Miller's 1-2, a little bit low, and we are even. Again, the time limit is back up to 2 hours opposed to what initially began this tournament, an hour and 45 due to the heat. So we can start a new inning, I believe, up until 10:25. Here comes the 2-2. Sharp grounder. Knocked down over at third. Throw to first is going to be in time for out number 2. But that'll drive in Nathan Gehring. It's an insurance run. A crucial run for Premier, making it 4-2. I would say it's the biggest jump possible. A 1-run lead to a 2-run lead. It's confidence. And outside is called as this could do it for A.J. Miller. It's kind of what you would expect here. You have him face Walker. It's Escano coming up. You don't want him to go out there, at least without some words of wisdom, against the best hitter that we have seen today. Well, one of the top 2, I would say, as Gibson definitely has made his claim for that award. But it does look like a pitching change will be on the cards for PressOn, as we will see who it is when we return. A really good outing, though, for A.J. Miller. He passes it along, though, to the next guy. As the call to the bullpen, is it made here? It appears to be so. As when we return, I believe it is Wesley Wheeler coming in. Escano, though, stepping in the box. I think he's going to want to see this one. And yes, it is the pitching change. Escano thought wrong. We will step aside here as Wheeler warms up.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
It'll be Wesley Wheeler coming on to pitch here for PressOn at the top of the 6th inning. A big spot for him coming in from the shortstop position. Runner at third. You're down by 2. One more run, you'd go back down to your biggest deficit of the day, which was 3 earlier on. And it's Antonio Escano trying to make it happen again for Premier in the top of the 6th inning. And he will see some chin music to begin, high and in. Wheeler wearing number 0, the rising junior out of Worcester High School, 6 foot 180 in stature. The 1-0, Escano takes high for ball 2. It really doesn't get any easier, though, after Escano, as it is Gibson in the on-deck circle. Already has driven in a run today, along with another base hit. The 2-0 Escano holds and takes strike one. Time now just a hair before 10 a.m. So around an hour and a half into this exciting first matchup of the day. The 2-1 Escano, sharp grounder into left field. It sneaks through for an RBI single. You just knew he was going to make it happen. Make it 5-2 Premier. Escano now 2 for 3 on the day with 11 strikeouts on the mound. What more could you ask for from your starting pitcher and your ace? One of the best two-way performances that we have seen this year. We have used that term a lot, but I think this one will definitely take the cake. Does it get much better than this kind of performance and this kind of production? Now it's Ethan Gibson stepping in again. 2 base hits and an RBI for him today. And his goal will now be to move along Antonio Escano. This past season, Escano did tack on a few stolen bases as well. There definitely is some speed over at first. Does he go? I don't think so. I think up by 3, kind of just see this one where it is and go back out defensively and make it happen. In other words, don't give them anything that they could turn into positive momentum. You have this game where you want it to be. Don't change that fact. Of course, that is easier said than done. The 1-2 is wide and to the backstop. Now, in this case, you easily take off. For Gibson, a third base hit now could mean a second RBI. And just looking around this John Carroll campus, I love seeing fans in the outfield. Of course, there are some bleachers there, but others kind of watching around their cars, and I guess a couple out in center field. Definitely a good spot to watch a ball game altogether. The 2-2, strike 3 looking. Wheeler gets out of the inning. Needed to come on to get one out, gets it via the punchy, and we will go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Premier gets a big boost, 5-2. Their tie biggest lead of the day, up by 3 over the 3 seed.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
To the bottom of the 6th inning we go in game number 1 of 5 today here at John Carroll. It is Premier Ohio up 5-2 on PressOn as you are watching Jakob Gehring Memorial Woodbat Memorial World Series Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Bunt shown to begin here, but pulled back in the end. For PressOn, it'll be Miller, Alarcon, and Wheeler 4 through 6 due up. And we'll see how they fare against the new arm and Ethan Gibson. Swing and a miss now, 1-1 the count. A really good outing for Antonio Escano. He is in line for the win, 11 strikeouts and 5 innings of work. But now Gibson comes on for potentially 2 innings of work here. Pitched 47 2/3 this past season for Hawken. A 3.52 ERA was to show for it in 11 appearances, only one of which was relief. This is not necessarily where he is used to pitching in the pecking order, but definitely can be a good guy to come in here, get the final 6 outs needed, while still potentially being available to pitch later on today. The 1-2 driven over towards third and caught. An excellent snag there for out number 1. That was Batley over there making that play happen, moving over from first. Looking at the defensive changes now that we do have all of them listed. Nemec is now at first base. Escano is now at second. Of course, you do have Gibson on the mound, and it is Batley taking his place over at third. So 1 up, 1 down, as that'll bring us to Alarcon. Last time we saw Alarcon, a 2 RBI double was the name of his game, and that made it a 1-run game at the time. But in the end, nothing else has happened for this offense since. And that has been a big issue. The defense has, for the most part, kept this game in check until the last inning. But might be a little bit too much to ask for them to do it one more time and for the offense to come out and play 3 to tie, 4 to win. Which, since this is a bracket play game, there has to be a winner. Fly ball sent into left center. More towards left as Gorey is able to make the play for out number 2. Has had a couple of fly balls hit to him today, has dealt with them quite nicely. And with 2 away, that'll bring up Wesley Wheeler, the shortstop turned pitcher. A pair of strikeouts for him today, both against Antonio Escano. Has 4 premier in the 7th. It'll be Hinkle, Bringman, and Batley. 5 through 7 due up. Gibson's first pitch, perfect for strike 1. And so far, so good for him. He has 2 of the 6 outs needed to close this one out. Definitely can still make this one happen. The 0-1 is to the backstop. Count now even. Once again up next, it is the PA Playmakers taking on OSF. That game, as of right now, scheduled for around 10:45 a.m., but with the storms coming in, that game could easily be delayed, if it even does start. The 1-1 is wide for ball 2. And from what we have seen, the storms are now about 20-ish minutes away. Again, the hope is to get this game completely done, which definitely is a possibility. Gibson's 2-1. Low for ball 3. As well, make sure you stick with us after our final commercial break as we will announce our player of the game presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. A lot of players off for that award, but again, somebody has really stood out today. The 3-1 is hammered deep to left field, still going back, and that ball is going to go foul. I mean, that was a really good swing. So count now full, as that could have definitely been a game-changing swing. Again, if that ball's fair, 5-3. Slightly different. In the on-deck circle, after Wheeler, it goes to Stevens. But for Ethan Gibson, he looks for the 1-2-3 inning to begin his time on the mound. And he will have to wait that time. It's fouled off the pole. And now it's a race behind the backstop for the baseball. And it looks like PressOn is going to win it. Some good non-baseball shenanigans happening, as always. That is the fun of travel baseball. It's a lot less intense, so to speak, than high school ball. Again, the payoff. It is low for ball 4. And as we have seen today, if you give this PressOn team a little bit of room to operate with 2 away, they will find a way to make something happen. They have done it a few times already. Now a chance for Cameron Stevens, the DH. 2 singles so far. Can he get a third here to keep this inning going and beyond it? Get his press-on team back into the game. First pitch wide for ball one. Time now 10:08. So somehow in some way this inning does go the next 16 odd minutes, then we could be done in 6. But it looks like we will play all 7 as prescribed. Another good swing, though. Deep to left field. Gehring is there. He will make the catch to retire the side. His second catch of the inning. Gehring able to track it down with ease. And that'll make it where Premier now sits 3 outs away from advancing to the semifinals. Another scare avoided by this defense. They have been playing in the fire quite a bit today. But again, they come out unharmed. 1 inning left to go. To the 7th we go. Hinkle, Brinkman, Batley, 5 through 7 due up for Premier when we return.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Nick Hinkle leads off the top of the 7th inning for Premier. The 6 seed 3 outs away from getting this upset win over PressOn. Of course, we still have the bottom of the 7th inning to go, but as for Premier, their tied biggest lead of the day, they want to make it a little bit more than just 3. Hinkle, a deep drive to left field. It is going to be caught at the warning track for out number 1. The question is, would a metal bat give you more power? If the answer is yes, in a normal tournament that would have been gone. There was really nowhere else he could have missed. Harshler does a nice job, though, catching up to it. Any bit of power, any bit of wind, anything more behind it, that is a massive home run of the leadoff spot for Hinkle. In the end, it'll be recorded as a routine flyout, which I feel like is pretty harsh. It was a really good swing. Some ballparks definitely could have made its way out. That time around it didn't, as there is strike 1 to Austin Brinkman. Brinkman, an RBI single, his main claim to fame offensively today. Before that did have a double play. But unfortunately for him, it was a net positive for PressOn opposed to for Premier. The 1-1 low for ball 2. As it has been all morning, still a very cloudy day in University Heights here on the east side of Cleveland. Brinkman flies this one foul. And it will go into the softball diamond. I'm sure during the umpire meeting they did kind of describe the ground rules, but I do assume if it does at all hit the green of the softball field, it is out of play. Don't know exactly what they would define out of play as here, or what they typically do. That'd be an interesting question to figure out. The 2-2, Brinkman taps it foul down the right field line accidentally. Don't know if that's exactly what he wanted to make happen there, but he will have to make do going forward. After our next game at 1, it'll be the winner of our second game taking on the number 1 seed, Release Garcia. Should be a fun matchup again if we do stick to our schedule, which is definitely in jeopardy. Here's the 2-2 from Wheeler, high for ball 3. And we are now full. Either way, if this is game number 1 of 5 today, or if this is only the full game that we get, it's been a fun one to begin. Payoff pitch, Brinkman, fly ball sent into right center field, and it will be caught for out number 2. A nice job by the second baseman tracking back to make that play. And again, tomorrow it's still up in the air just depending on the storms. I believe it is supposed to be morning storms. If that's the case, we will be at BW for the Stark County Terriers and Release doubleheader. But again, that remains to be determined based on how things go. Just don't know exactly if that is going to happen as well as scheduled with the storms. So 2 up, 2 down on 2 elongated at-bats as Batley will step in again. Baseball is definitely a cruel sport in that department where you can have a great at-bat, but the stat sheet doesn't remember it that way. Batley now quickly down to the count 0-2. For PressOn, it is going to be Yoder, Numbers, and Hartzler. 8 through 10 due up, trying to keep this game going. Wheeler looking to get out of the inning here to give his offense the best chance possible, and he will. Swing and a miss. This side is retired. Wheeler's second strikeout of the game. Both of them to end an inning. 3 outs to play with. PressOn down by 3. They need some run support when we return as Gibson looks to nail this one in for Premier.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Premier, Ohio is 3 outs away from getting a win to begin our day here at John Carroll. 5-2 your score. Their offense has done the heavy lifting so far. They have made things happen. And now the defense is 3 outs away from moving on to the semifinals. Again, I believe those games are going to be at Thurman Munson, and with the storms coming in, as I've said a few times, the further south you are in Ohio, the more likely you are to avoid the storms coming in, at least in the northeast portion. The 0-1 from Gibson, flown foul on that one, I believe, is off the press box, and it is coming down. For the PA playmakers, they came out here to play some baseball, and they definitely hope their trip was not in vain. Futurecast and radar showing some different things, but we will have some precipitation within the next hour. That is pretty much a guarantee. Now, time is called by Yoder. Yoder so far today has been hit by a pitch and has struck out. Again, for Gibson, I wouldn't be surprised if he does come back out to pitch again later on in this tournament, especially if this is only a 2-inning outing. The 0-2 fouled off. The only reason it would not be is if this game remains tied. Or not remains, if it runs tied at 5, and we would then head to the 8th. There does have to be a winner in this game. Same with every other game that is to follow. But I do believe, unless they are eliminated, if we do have to call it quits early today, the winner of the tournament will be the number 1 seed, or at least the highest remaining seed, as that has happened before. In this case, it will be Release Garcia. Unless we get past the 1 o'clock game, they lose, and then it would go probably to the number 2. But again, our hope is to get all 5 games in today if possible. But I would expect a delay coming up. But we'll see what happens. Again, the 0-2, swing and a miss. Gibson gets his first strikeout of the game, and he is 2 outs away from getting this win secured. He has played outstanding as well. You look at him offensively, you have the 2 base hits, you have the RBI. Pitching-wise, coming in for, I would assume, would be a save still. Yes, I believe it would be a save. And a great spot to get it done as well. From there, you have 2 more games you have to win. And if you do, you come out of here as a 6-seed champion in a 20-plus team tournament. Which that would be a big, big vote of confidence for this team going forward. You have to keep in mind after this, you have 3 more tournament weekends to play this summer. And for us, this is our second to last tournament Sunday with the 965 for this year, as our final 2 will be the NABF World Series. Sights and times are TBD right now. The 2-0, swing and a miss. But hopefully this will be not the last time that we see this premier team, as there's a lot of talent, and this group is always fun to watch as they're going for now win 15. And after it today, 16 and 17. The 2-1, swing and a miss. And as well, the unique thing coming up is all 5 teams playing are from different organizations. No repeat organizations. It is just a bunch of different groups coming in. The 2-2 just off the plate. Not a bad spot from Gibson, but needed a little bit more to get the call, as we are now full 3-2. Again in the on-deck circle, it turns over to Brody Hartzler in the 10th spot. PressOn trying to make some magic happen. And that will help. It's ball 4. So Numbers is able to draw the walk. Tying run now in the batter's box as Hartzler will step in. But this group needs a rally, a late game rally, to make something happen. Time now 10:21, and I believe just based on how this game has gone, the next game will probably not start on time. Throw back to first, not in time. I would expect around a 10:55 to an 11 a.m. start time as things stand. Which, again, does take away some particulars and does exclude some potential opportunities for some storms. Gibson gets back to work but misses high to Hartzler. As I've said numerous times today, if you give this PressOn team anything to work with, and I mean anything to work with, they find a way. And we'll see what they can do here. Their last lifeline. Gibson pauses before the 1-0 and again will miss low. Wouldn't be surprised here if Coach Gambetta goes and has a word with his closer. If not him, Walker. Of course, a walk would probably have to happen first for that word to be said, as you're still a double play ball away from getting out of this game. The 2-0, it's to the backstop. 3-0 count, and now run number 3 is in scoring position. I would say most times that is a pretty important base, but I think just kind of based on the landscape of the game and considering that Hartzler is 1 ball away from walking as it stands, that pass ball is not as detrimental as it could possibly be. Still not ideal. I'm not saying that any pass ball is good, but as things stand, it could be a lot worse than that one. Gibson, though, able to battle back in and find the zone for strike one. Now needs to do it a few more times here. As well, I'm getting word Independence is getting pummeled by the rain that's coming here. So it's slowly moving in. Like a tidal wave. The 3-1 is high for ball 4. So now the tying run steps into the batter's box. And if that rain does hit, we are going to be swinging in the rain. We've already seen this Premier Gambetta team benefit from the rain last year in the first Kent State Invites. They won mainly because the games were canceled due to the rain. Back when a turf field flooded, which I did not know was possible, but it is. Again, the reason why Kent flooded back then, kind of give a history lesson, and I guess with its science, is because there is some natural elements to the diamond, i.e. the mound itself is dirt. Unlike here at John Carroll, which you can see there is still a pitching carpet, but the mound is all artificial turf. And it looks like the umpire is not satisfied with the timing here as he's calling back his friend to behind the plates. Really haven't had any interesting or bad calls today. It's been more of, let's just keep this one going, and the umpire's done a great job of that. You've heard a couple of times when the pitcher's warming up, all right, guys, back into your positions, do this, do that. This has been a really good crew. And if we get them for the rest of the day, I would not be upset. They have been quite a good duo. And I believe the home plate umpire got here way before his partner did, but he was here at 8:05. He was ready to go. He got the lay of the land, and he has called a really good game behind the plate. No controversy. That's what you want out of baseball. Drama, yes. Controversy, no. Bunt shown. Now that pass ball is going to be detrimental. Put 2 runners in scoring position. This is where this rally can become very interesting for PressOn. Can they create something crazy here? And how crazy can they go? I mean, if the next game is going to be delayed due to this game going long, I think that's okay. If this is how this one is going to finish. Just shows how good this game has been. Gibson, though, able to respond. Needed to find the zone there and did. As for Mola, it's a ground out, line out, and ground out for him. Looking for his first hit, if not a walk. Following him, it goes to Lancaster, Yoder, then Miller, and then I believe Alarcon could still come up and hit. Fly ball sent into center field, still going back. This one, though, will be caught for out number 2, and 1 runner will tag up and score. It's a sac fly for Mullet, making it 5-3. Only issue is now you have 1 out to play with, nowhere else to go, and you still need a pair to come in. Last line of offense as things stand, it's Lancaster, a .379 average this past season with 13 RBIs. He represents the tying run here. And after him, Mike Miller represents the winning run, if we get there. First pitch blocked nicely by Walker. As well as things still stand, Antonio Escano, barring a tie game here, is in line for the win. And that would be unfortunate if he does not get it, considering how well he pitched today. Gibson's 1-0, fouled away. Count now even, and now the time is 10:26. So just over 2 hours in. But it has been a very productive 2 hours of baseball. 8 combined runs, some good play back and forth. As both teams have really shown what they are made of. Gibson's 1-1, hits the inside for strike 2. And PressOn is down to their final strike. The 6 seed 1 strike away from getting the upset over the 3. What a way to start the morning that would be. Ethan Gibson looking to close it here. Close, but just misses. And I think the fans really tell the story about that one as it just missed low. Count out 2-2, but maybe an extra life, maybe 1 too many lives for Lancaster. with this extra opportunity. Can he do something with it? He has to here. Premier still trying to close it out. Gibson's 2-2. Popped him up. This one is going into shallow center field, and it is going to be caught. Premier pulls off the upset, taking down PressOn 5-3, and they will advance to the semifinals later on today of this Memorial World Series. When we return, we will announce our player of the game presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center as you are watching Jakob Gehring Memorial World Series Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
5-3 your final in game number 1 of the day. Premier Ohio takes down PressOn Athletics. Your player of the game, presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, will go, of course, to Antonio Escano. Dominated today on the mound, 11 strikeouts, offensively drove in 1 run with 2 hits and a walk. He was the catalyst today for Premier, kept the game in check, and beyond that, helps his team offensively, bringing in 1 pivotal run to close it out. Time now for game number 2. Again, the rain is coming. It is an Independence. We've heard that already. So we're going to see what we get in game number 2, if we get game number 2. But time to head on over to that broadcast link anyway. We'll be here as long as the games are still on today. But we wanted to get one game in. We got it done. And it was a gem of a game. 5-3 your final. Premier takes down PressOn. Again, I am Nathan Smee saying so long for now from University Heights. And we will see you again in a few moments for game number 2 as OSF takes on the PA Playmakers.